everybody? It's Manny Brandon back with Manny's Fitness Fortress, the citadel of power. All you guys have probably seen all the recent uploads about the apparent death of Victor Richards, Mr. Big, he was known as back in the day. Now some news outlets have come out today and yesterday saying they're unclear about this. Supposedly his daughter reached out to Generation Iron to debunk a lot of these, these posts, saying that he's very much alive and well. We're going to get into this coming up right now. Are you ready? Welcome back to Manny's Fitness Fortress. Thanks for joining me again. Guys, check out an awesome discount. The link below, that's on the bottom of the page, that's also in the description, is for fnxfit.com. Go there and you'll get 15% off of all supplementation and apparel. Clothes, supplements, super greens, vitamins, everything. 15% off. Just enter the discount code FNX1Fortress. Thanks guys. Don't forget, hit me up on my Instagram and Facebook for continued engagement. And also if you're inquiring about merch, personal training, or meal plans, go to my DM and my Instagram as well. Comment there and I'll contact you. All right, let's get into this. Victor Richards was known as Mr. Big. He made all these bodybuilders in the late 80s and early 90s look like children. This guy had so many pros jealous of him because he didn't compete professionally. He didn't step on one stage, but he made more money than most of them just by guest appearances alone. At a height of 5'9", 5'10", anywhere from 290 to 315 pounds. No bubble gut, anything like that. No bloated. This was the Ronnie Coleman and Dorian Yates and Big Ramy before Big Ramy, Dorian Yates and Ronnie Coleman were. Victor Richards, they used to call him Mr. Big. Almost all the other professional heavyweights were jealous of him. He just decided to concentrate on himself. He didn't want to step on a competitive stage after turning pro. He turned pro in Nigeria, I believe at the age of around 21. Came over, Joe Weider took him in, groomed him, and he just was a spectacle. He was a showpiece. So recent comments or recent uploads have indicated that he supposedly died at the age of 56 on the 10th. These were backed supposedly by Generation Iron, who learned of his demise on a Facebook feed that supposedly turned out to be false. All the major upload channels, bodybuilding news channels, Generation Iron, Nick Strength and Power, Desktop Bodybuilding, RX Muscle with Dave Palumbo, all received information, as we all did, that he had supposedly died at the age of 56. All right. Now, supposedly Generation Iron was contacted by Victor Richards' daughter. It was an elaborate quote. Said, "My father is doing fine. He's alive and well. We want to respect this." All the news outlets were expressing sadness. Nick Strength and Power, RX Muscle with Dave Palumbo, Desktop Bodybuilding, and a host of others. Just couldn't believe it. At 56, Victor Richards was gone. But like I said, his daughter reached out supposedly to Generation Iron, and they reposted information that they said they had gotten from her. Dave Palumbo is expressing something that's of concern, and I actually agree with him, saying that Victor's alive. He's got to be seeing these posts. Why isn't he reaching out to the bodybuilding community, the strength community, to say, listen guys, I'm here. Nothing's wrong, I'm fine, or I'm sick, but I'm recuperating. None of that has happened, which has led Dave and RX Muscle, as well as Ron Howard of Muscle Development, to question whether this is fact or fiction. Right now, the whole industry is in a turmoil. We're confused. No one really knows what's going on. We just know about posts that we're getting and information that seems kind of inconspicuous. The post, the quoted text that was posted from his supposed daughter said, "We want to respect our privacy. Victor Richards is well, alive and well, but we're wondering why Victor himself is not reaching out and confirming these." Like I said, Victor Richards was a legend in the bodybuilding community. He was bigger than Dorian Yates. He was one of those bodybuilders that was an amateur and was still allowed to compete and go to the expos, FIBO, and stand on the stage with all the other professionals. Paul Dillette, Dorian Yates, Chris Cormier, Nasser El Sambadi, all these guys. He dwarfed them. He had so much unlimited potential, but he kind of chose to stay as a recluse, you know, off to himself. I grew up watching Victor Richards, you know, his bodybuilding mystique, his size. He was one of the first guys. He was the first true mass monster. And in 92, 89 to 92-ish, him and Dorian Yates pretty much brought that term into existence, mass monster. But Victor Richards, we all hope that he's doing well. The thing is, we don't want to keep posting, you know, getting information from other outlets that they're getting and not knowing if it's true or not. The whole thing is we want transparency and accuracy. So everybody's in a state of disarray right now. I really hope Victor is doing well. I hope that nothing's wrong. I hope that this is either just some big sick joke or misunderstanding. Because in lieu of all the deaths that we've had in the community, in the bodybuilding community, we've had several deaths this year. We all really hope Dave is wrong about this. Dave is like, he can't see how the previous information is false. But we all do want Victor to be alive and well. He recently had an interview with Dave Palumbo on RX Muscle, which I watched. It was a great interview about his past, what happened during his training days, and how he's doing now. And the whole thing was, I was hesitant to post this because I wanted to get all the facts before they, you know, just seemingly just kept on changing. As it stands right now, no one's heard from Vic. So I think a lot of people are assuming that this post, this supposed post from his daughter to Generation Iron, is not accurate, it's not legit. And that's what I'm wondering as well. Victor Richards has a special place in my heart because he was one of the guys I grew up with, like I said, with Dorian Yates. I followed this guy. Him and Dorian Yates ushered in the mass monster era. Victor Richards was a mass monster with a small waist. In fact, his thighs were bigger than his waist. He had no bubble gut. They weren't using growth hormone and insulin back then, you know, as much. And he was just like a freak of nature. Hard work. People say, okay, they may mention drugs or gear, but the thing is, all the guys back then were using gear. So what made Dorian Yates and you know, Victor Richards stand out? Well, how did they get bigger and more advanced than everybody else? Hard work. Now, I'm not advocating gear or anything, but just like in the geared enhanced state, as well as the natural state, if you work harder than anybody else, you will prevail. You will win. You will come out victorious. You will come out better. You'll have a different level of achievement, a different level of development, natural or enhanced. And Victor Richards just brought that to the table. He's a freak of nature. He's one of the nicest people. They said in the gym he used to do bench press 4 or 5 plates, do overhead dumbbell presses with 150s. Said most gyms back in the day didn't even have enough weight for him to handle. He was pissed that most gyms dumbbells only went up to 150. So Generation Iron, Nick Strength and Power, Desktop Bodybuilding, Ron Howard with muscle and development. Hopefully, you know, we get some word back, some confirmation, a leak, a feed, something like that to confirm that Victor is still alive. And we can get rid of this ambiguity and confusion, because I really hope nothing's happened to him. 56 is by no means young, but at the same time, it's not very old. And Victor retired from bodybuilding long ago to really be affected by anything, by gear. So, like I said, there's a common denominator that we've all been talking about this year with COVID and, you know, the vaccine and stuff like that. And it's, you know, a lot of bodybuilders, just like a lot of civilians, have died because of, you know, the injections, the vaccinations mixed in with their normal lifestyles. If you're an athlete or if you have a pre-existing heart condition, it amplifies that. Like I said, the J&J vax was rolled out and they recalled it because people died. There were blood clots. And, you know, there was fibromyalgia, people lost limbs. There's components in that stuff that they're not disclosing. So bodybuilders are no different than the regular public. If you can get, you know, the ability to walk into a pharmacy and sit down in a chair and get ready for a needle the same as a regular civilian, you're going to be exposed to the same risk, on top of gear and whatever protocol they may be taking. So I'm hoping Vic's is well. We'll look out for some more updates. Please stay tuned. Check out upcoming videos and all my older videos. Share, like, subscribe to the channel. I love all you guys. I'll see you next time on Manny's Fitness Fortress. Peace.